What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And tonight, a brief little update on Kaspa. As a follow-up to the last video, we needed to talk about what we projected last time and what has played out on the chart just since a couple of days ago. Now, of course, please do not take any of this as financial advice. This is only for entertainment purposes, and we're just having a good time watching the chart action on Kaspa and sharing our opinion only. Okay, so on the last chart, we were talking about the fact that we failed zone 3, okay? And in review, we had zone 1, support resistant zone number 1, which was up here. Why is that not coming on? Here we go. There is zone 1. Then we had zone 2, and this is zone 3. And then further on down the line, we have zone 4. So in the last edition, we were talking about the possibility of retesting zone 3 while we were in the midst of this drop here. Now, this is on the 4-hour chart, and we were looking at the 1-day chart, and we'll jump to that next, but it's easier to see here on the 4-hour chart because there is something else that is significant that I want to show you. So after we got done doing this, I was telling you guys that there was a few possibilities, and possibility number 1 that I was saying was that we were probably going to come back up to zone 3 and possibly test this as support or resistance. And here on the 4-hour chart, we broke through the basement level there, and then we found resistance. Look at this, exactly at the 50 EMA line. Now that's amazing how we came straight up to that line. 50 EMA, we wicked up, came down, then we had a red candle, wicked back up above it again, and came back down, and now we are dead smack at the price of 0.0155, which is at the base of zone 3. And it looks like we are probably going to have a stochastic roll over here once this cycle is done. And we're probably going to be peaked out on this itty bitty little return up into the positive side with these solid green bars on the histogram. Okay. So this is kind of fun that it played out exactly how we thought it would. Now, this is because we are under normal, what would you call it? Equilibrium? I wouldn't say equilibrium. In other words, the buying and selling is natural. We haven't had any whales come in and blast the price up or destroy the price and cause it to tank. So under the normal balance of buying and selling, human nature is usually what dictates these indicators, all right? And under normal circumstances, we usually see these charts play out as they present themselves. In other words, when we were down here at this point, we had a stochastic that was on the rise. And I also knew that whenever you have previous support, it can flip to resistance. And so what was support before, right here, all of a sudden flips and becomes resistance. Now, once we see this stochastic come around, and it looks like it's going to curl over pretty soon because we're in the midst of this red candle on the 4-hour, we're probably going to go ahead and start heading back downstairs. And then we will look to see if we're going to make it down here to zone 4, and then possibly the worst case scenarios that we presented in that last video. Now let's move on and look at the 1-day chart, and then we'll look at the 1 week, and then this short video will be done. Now on the 1-day chart, we can see that, okay, we did close a candle. Wow, that's a heck of a recovery. Look at this. We wicked all the way down here at nearly 0.012 cents. Let's get a price check. Can I get a price check on aisle 5? 0.0016. Wow, that was an ugly candle right there. We wicked down to 0.016 and then started the recovery. Then we had the big green candle that pushed us back up. And look at this. It made it all the way back to the top of that candle. Let's go backwards for one moment. Hang on a second here. Let me check something real quick on the 4-hour. Okay, I see it. when we came back up here and then we're ending on a red candle, no, that's not too clear. It kind of looks like we came back up and, yeah, hit the top of the zone. So here it is. We wicked all the way up to the top of the box, okay? We made it to the top of zone 3 before we came back down and closed that candle on the 50 EMA. So back to the 1 day. Now it makes sense. So this green candle did close. We wicked up, touched the top, came down, and then we started in on the red candle. And now we're sitting at the bottom of the channel, ready to fall out. So here we are right here. And judging from the positioning of the VPVR, I would say that, man, we're going to have two things at play here. This looks like a stochastic recovery. This looks like an impending crossover of the oscillators on the MACD. This looks like we're printing light red bars on the histogram reapproaching the zero line, okay? So this thing here and this thing here is fighting against this big devil right here, which is the point of control price on the VPVR, volume profile, visible range. That means we're measuring how much volume is bought and sold at a particular price horizontally instead of at a particular time vertically. See the difference there? This is how much is bought and sold in 1 day. This is how much is bought and sold at a particular price that occurs at an average of, say, 0.0125. So the top of this bar is at 0.0133 and the bottom is at 0.0118. So at this price range here, this is how much was bought and sold. A lot. The most that we've seen within the visible range. Now, let me scrunch this down a little bit so we can get that all-time high in there. There we go. That's what I wanted to see right there. That top wick there. Now, when we pull in even more volume, we see that the point of control, or where the biggest amount of volume is traded, it pops up down here at 0.0066. But we still have this big one that is at an average price of 0.013. Now notice, when I scroll out, the bar has changed because we're showing you the volume bought and sold for the candlesticks that we see on the chart. See that? So for this price range from, say, February to now, the majority of the buying and selling was at 0.0135. But as we get in more history to compare to how much buying and selling was going on when we were in this previous range, a whole lot more Kaspa was bought and sold around this price point of 0.0067. Why is that significant? It's because of the machines or automated trading bots that have alerts set that automatically will buy and sell shares at predetermined price points. That means that they think that these are significant points here and here. So if we dip down, they might say sell, 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 or buy, buy, buy. There might be a bunch of buy orders down here at this price. And the machines might say, if price comes down and dips on through here and fails zone 4, get a pile of this right there at this price. And when that happens, that shoots the price up because you have buying pressure. There's another scenario here. There could be a bunch of sell orders where the machines say, if we make it on down and we slip all the way to this volume node, sell a pile. And then that could drive the price down to the point of control price. That's why it's important to look at the VPVR and know where these previous popular buying and selling trigger prices are. Now, let's just end this on the 1 week. And as far as what I said before in the last video, the same targets apply, and we don't have much of a change here other than the fact that the oscillators on the stochastic are diverging. In other words, as we're scooting on down here, look at the distance between the orange slow line and the blue fast line. It's getting wider, not narrower. So as that gap widens, it means that momentum is getting stronger to this side, which means we're probably going to revisit at least this zone 4 or jump down to the point of control price visible range on this chart, which is at 0.0066. And then worst case scenario, of course, I said that it is possible we could dip on down to this blue line way at 0.0044. All right. So that's what the 1 week chart is looking like. And it'll take us a while. It might be all the way into July, say beginning to mid-July, before we arrive at a point that we know which is going to be the support. Is it zone 4? Is it this line at 0.008? Or is it this support line at 0.0044? We got a month to wait and watch. All of June is just going to be watching this thing sinking down according to the current status of the chart. Now, if a big fat whale comes in and decides to buy, it could ruin this chart and you could see price just jump out of nowhere. But if all things remain equal and we have a balance of buying and selling, human nature dictates the chart. And that lets us know that under the current chart conditions, we're going to continue to be bearish for a little while. So that is what we have. Just wanted to follow up and show you, since that last video, how that played out. But you know what? I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. Please help me to grow the channel by telling a friend. And if you would like to help defray the cost of me producing this channel, you may do so with the giving of a super thanks. And I thank you in advance. Y'all are the best. We've got a great group here, and we need to grow it strong. That's all I've got for now. This is Carlton, and I am out.